I'm a AWS certified DevOps engineer, as I've had. And I'm also in AWS community builders, where we are helping young techs like you, how you're able now to understand cloud computing. And maybe someone is asking, what is the cloud computing? How many of us have heard about cloud computing? All of us. Yes, Grace. So cloud computing is whereby you are automating the hardwares. Like I have heard from the testimonies that I've given here, and I'm very excited by those testimonies regarding the how these young techs, they are benefiting from this college. That is so good. Cloud computing came to help migrate the hardwares. A good example is this kind of a machine. This is a hardware. And for you now to be able now to understand cloud computing, it's very important you understand the hardware itself. And that's why this college is more focusing on the hardwares, because hardwares is the entry level to a computing. So in a computing, if you don't have hardware skills, it will be hard for you. So me, I'm a DevOps engineer. My work is migrating infrastructures to a cloud platform. Let's say in traditional computing, you find that many companies like this one, they were setting up their servers in a certain room. But due to these emerging technologies, one of them is cloud computing, they are now migrating from the physical servers to the cloud. In cloud, there are so many advantages, and one of them is cybersecurity. It is more advanced than physical. And then, as I proceed, I will explain why the security is more advanced in the cloud computing, because of the people who are handling security in the side of cloud computing. I want to give an example on how you can migrate hardware to software. Yeah, our sister Deborah, you are now in the hardware. So I want to foresee you how you will be migrating your hardwares in near future to software, because that's where everything is heading. And I want to log into my accounts. There are many companies that are providing cloud computing, and one of them is AWS, Azure, and Google, that is DCP. There are many, but those are the three main cloud providers. So me, I'm more familiar with the AWS. I work with the AWS. So I log into my AWS account. I just want to do a demo on how you can create a virtual machine. Since now companies are migrating from virtual hardware, physical hardware to virtual hardware, I have been working for more than 3 companies at the same time. And this is how I've been managing now to work with these companies. These companies, they have already migrated their softwares of the cloud. So my work is on logging to their platform and managing their structures, that is the VPC, Virtual Private Network. And it is very simple. Every one of us can do this. Once you have this hardware understanding how they work, migrating to the cloud is very simple. So here I want to have a virtual machine like this one. In this machine, I will have more than 2 screens or 2 machines. And one of them, I have this one that I have just created. This one, this is a virtual machine. And how is it virtual machine? So I want to take you step by step so that you can see me having this like 4 virtual machines in this single physical machine. So just come here. Yes, I'm creating a new machine inside this machine, and then later we'll come and open them, all of them. Here I'll give it a name. Maybe my brother can help me to give it a name. Maybe call it, I have that one. Maybe I set a 2 and set a 1, because I have 1. Yes, yeah. Here, you select the ways that you want to use. Most of the time, those international companies, they deal with the Linux and Ubuntu. So in this case, I want to be specific. I'll use the videos that is familiar to many of us. So select video. Then since now this is for testing, we use the free tier. So scroll down. Here, select a key that have already generated. Yeah, no, yeah. Select this one. You use one key, and then edit network. For those who are familiar with the networking, networking is a very big domain name. You can specialize in networking. So here, you set up your VPC, and then inside of VPC, I'll have a subnet. A subnet is whereby you segment your networking so that people know to know in this section I have this server, in this section I have this server. So you divide your networking in sub networks. So here you can select the VPC, the main VPC. I've already created, yeah, pick this one, and then here select. You haven't selected VPC. The second one, yeah. Yeah, it's automatically pick there are many of you can select. You click. You see here I have divided in two subnets. We have public 1 and public 2. But this time we go with the public subnet 1. So select that one. Then from there I will enable IP address. Scroll down. Up there. Then here you set the security, because in your network it's very important you spoke about cyber security. That's why the cyber security is coming in. You set up the security, the traffic that you allow and you deny. So here, I'm going to create another one, a new cyber security group. So you can give it a name. Let's go with the default one. And then from there, the description, the same. So let's come here. We'll allow RDP, remote desktop protocol. So this one we are going to connect here. But if I'm going to use the other OS type like Linux and Ubuntu, we could select SSH. But this time we are going to use RDP. Everything is okay. Calm down. So here you can click add security, just to improve the security. Other protocols that want to connect to this virtual machine, but now you just stick with one, so you can cancel this one. I think the storage and the let's go and create, because I want to make this demo to be very brief. Let's go down and create. You can launch now the instance. So here we are creating a machine. So here you have two machines. One is running, the other is pending, the other is completed now. So I want to connect to this one, the one that is running. So as we use this one to finish, so come to this one, click here, and then come to connect. Then RDP client. So you are going to use these credentials to connect. So scroll down. So you have already changed the password and it is there. So what I will do, it is on the WhatsApp. Did I go to WhatsApp?
Yes. Nothing sensitive.
Oh, okay. So here, for me to connect to that virtual machine that I've created, I use the RDP. Remember, we allowed the RDP to access our virtual machine. You can remember? Yeah. So yeah, these are the credentials, and this is the IP address for the machine that I had created. So you just come here and search for RDP. It detects what is the same. It is the same. It is now connecting. Now you see it will switch us from this main machine to another machine. It is logging us to another machine. Yeah, so here you can manage anything that you want. It is clean, there's nothing. If I go back to the desktop of this machine, you can see
This is what we have here.
this is what we have here. This is the physical machine, and the other one is the virtual machine. You see they are not the same. So here you can do everything that you want. So companies that are managing their virtual machines, I have an access to their virtual setup. So I can do it wherever I am. That's why they're introducing these remote jobs, because everything is on the cloud. So as we started the hardware part of it, which is very important, if I didn't have the hardware skills, this could be hard for me to be able to master this cloud computing. So let's try to connect to open another virtual machine so that I can have another. So if you can check here, this public IP address, it is not the same as the other one. You see this one? It's not the same as this one. So what I'll do, you can copy for me this and paste it here on this hour. Now we want to generate password for that. So just come here, then upload the file. I've already downloaded this file. Alternatively, you can connect it via this file. It automatically connect to in our second screen, so you can have as many as possible in one machine, and that is what we call cloud computing. These are just a nutshell of the entire picture. So now you can imagine the entire picture. How is it? So what's the question?
Where are these computers?
These computers, they are physically hosted somewhere in US, based on the region.
Does it mean I can have my own computer lanterns for that purpose?
You can rent actually, yes. These are rented machines. Then they are residing on this region. For each and every, you see here, these are the regions that are available. These are the regions where the servers are physically hosted and secured. So I said about the cyber security that you had mentioned. In physical, let's say they have servers hosted here physically, where someone who is very expert in cyber security, it might take a long time to get someone who is qualified and also who understands cyber security in details. But these guys are the ones who are dealing with security. So this is what we call shared responsibility. So there's a part of their security and it's part of their security. So you find that the hardware part of it, they are the one dealing with the hardware. So you are dealing with the software part of it.
And there's something we were discussing when we were traveling to Embu. When my brother, you were explaining that in case you have a workload that has exhausted the resources of one machine, the advantages of the cloud. So what happens?
Another advantage of cloud computing. Let's say you have, let's say that you have hosted your website in this kind of a machine, whereby you have an estimation. You have bought some maybe like let's say 100 GBs for hosting your content. If the traffic exceeds the content that you have, your users will be experiencing downtime. So you find that people, they are getting charges with your websites. Now when going to the cloud computing, there's what you call scalability. Scalability came in when you define your VPC, that is on subnet and private subnet and public subnet, whereby if your website, e-commerce platform experience a high rate of traffic, is very smart. It can be able now to launch another instance. You see, like the way I have done it manually here, launching. It is very smart to launch another instance to handle an extra traffic. So you find that if the first machine was receiving 100% of traffic, it will launch another instance that will take half of this one. So the two instances will take a half, a 50% and 50%. So your users will never experience downtime. They will not know if there's a downtime at all. If you exit two instances and the instance, two of them hit 100%, another instance will launch until they accommodate all the traffic. And if the traffic reduces, let's say there were 3 launch instances, and now the traffic is small, they decommission the other two elements with one automatically. That's the power of the cloud computing.
Was that a good one? Yes. Let's appreciate it, eh? According to me, I'm taking this as a motivation as to why you really need to upskill yourself the more. Please don't depend on ignorance at any given time. It is not going to take you far.